Oh my, where are they? Should just leave the blank screen up for
Just
an
talk in the
hour and
background.
just see what happens. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Celine, Dana, Kathy, Anna, Laura, Deb, how's everyone doing? Karen, Veronica, how's everyone doing? Hope you had a good weekend. It is hotter than hell, probably everywhere that's watching us. I'm sure it's hotter than hell. I tell you, I'm getting too old for summer. I was too old for winter about 2 years ago. Now I'm too hot, too old for summer. Where does that leave me? Where could I? My son
Is
and
it
I
like
were,
the Three Bears?
my son and I were talking about like where could you go that's not too hot and too cold, and I was like maybe like Iceland. Is that like a thing where it's kind of cool there? Hey Linda, how are you? I'm gonna switch. I put both my glasses on so I could read
Nice,
because I
Kathy.
can't read without anything.
Spent the weekend watching her grandbaby.
Nikki was there. Everyone was there. Yeah, we were at Camp Evans on Saturday night, which is all the blur, people. All the blur. Um, uh, we we had an event at Camp Evans, which again, Camp Evans is awesome. Info Age building. We always have a good time there, no matter when we've been there. Any time of year, we always have a good time there. Um, I've been talking about the medical issues I have, which is why I wear these, and I usually have nerve blocking injections and stuff that I go through and other treatments that I get, and they've added Valium to the mix, which I never took a Valium in my life, and I'm taking 3 a day, and man,
Well, not full doses, 3 a day.
even so, I've never taken.
But
If
still.
I take a Nyquil, I'm passed out for a day and a half. But man, they're rough. And just when I'm kind of like feeling a little better, I've taken another one and another one, and I was worried, like hoping my body would adjust to it by Saturday, and it did not. So, thank you, Peter, Maria, Tamara, Patricia, whoever was
That
involved
brought the drinks.
in bringing all those Coca-Colas and that caffeine. Definitely helped. I downed probably 3 of them, and I still didn't make it through as well as I hoped I could have. But it was a good night.
Well, I specifically want to say thank you to Joy for coming over into the other building and helping me pull everything together at the end of the night. That was God sent.
We had joy. We had fun.
Do you have Seasons of the Sun?
You didn't need to finish the joke. That was
I'm just saying.
the joke. Anyway. But anyway, yeah. Everybody was really cool. Great group of people. There was quite a few new people, including a couple of people from California. How weird is that? They took the trip out here, and they said one of the things that they wanted to do when they were out in Jersey was to come and do an event with New Jersey Paranormal, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Nice people, very nice people. Although I don't think we're going to see them again because they went to the Pine Barrens. I think
Which John warned them about.
I told
you
them
may
not to
be
go.
coming back.
I told them not to go. South Jersey is a weird place. That's Pine Barrens. You don't come back from there. Speaking of, we have something to talk about with South Jersey a little later there. But the event was really good. The building was hot, and I had, even as tired as I was and trying to get through it, I had some good activity where I was for sure. And here's the beauty, again, about what we do and how we do it. We talk about this all the time about how, just like anything else in life, there people do different things different ways, no matter what it is, music, entertainment, you name it, paranormal investigating,
We're all different.
whatever. Everybody does things their own way, and whatever, to each his own, whatever, there is no wrong way, there is no right way. It's a matter of preference, what people prefer, what they want to do, and how
And
they want to
beliefs.
do it. Well, I'm not really talking
All
about
right.
that, but I'll tell you when.
You always
But
do.
our events are, again, have always been designed for, I mean, the people who are very experienced, they come and they enjoy, and they investigate with us, and we with them. But we are with the people all the time throughout the night. There's no free roaming. That term meaning you can't wander on your own, because there's a liability issue. If you get hurt, you break something, the business is liable. We're liable as a nonprofit organization company. We're liable. The site is liable. And B, because we like doing it that way. That's really, we like doing it that way. We like investigating with people. We really do. I mean, and I don't know if that comes across as much as I believe it does at our events, but we really do enjoy investigating with different people or the same people. I enjoy it. I really do. I always have. So what I enjoy, one of the things besides the way we do it and how we do it, is even if there's a night where my area, for whatever reason, is just meh, or I'm like I was that night, tired, exhausted, trying, with others to get things going and communicate, and you know, um, you still are going to be with Chris, Tanya, Kenny, Danielle, potentially Colleen, in different areas. Doing different things or using some of the same equipment. So again, you're going to be investigating with your group and with her, and your group that you're with that one, and different areas. So there's always a different opportunity for different energy and different spirits or different experiences in different places with different people. That's what I like about, again, what we do. I am not a good fisherman. When I would
You have
fish,
no patience.
no, when I would fish when I was young, I would literally cast my. The funnest part for me was casting my line, because I enjoyed seeing how far I could cast it. But I hated sitting there just waiting, looking at the bobber.
Wouldn't have guessed.
And after 5 minutes, I was like, if the fish was there, he would
You
have saw.
lasted 5
He would have
minutes.
saw the worm. If he was wherever I threw my bobber or my line in. So I'm going to try it over there. 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 And I did. I literally went around the whole damn lake
So
within an hour.
if we need to survive at the end of the world, it's going to be me who's going to be supporting us, huh?
I don't know what that means, but You mean fishing wise?
Fishing, hunt, whatever. You don't go in the woods. You don't have patience. You know.
But with the paranormal stuff, I would prefer if anywhere I am. If I was doing it myself, I would go from one location, try it for 30, 40 minutes, and then go to another, and go to another, and go to another, and maybe circle back to the first one. It's just the way I am. It's just what I would do. And if I got into an area where it was active, then forget it. I'm there for an hour.
Why would you leave there?
And that's what happened with one group in the communication room that has all these World War I, World War II radios and stuff, and some of the
do they
cards.
have German stuff there too? Or is it all
No,
just
no,
American?
it's all American.
It's all American.
And but some of the cards said that they were actually used in the front lines of the battle, which they saw carnage and death.
Yeah.
So one group or two groups, there's a lot of stuff. We didn't leave that room.
Wow.
Which I love. You know what I mean? So anyway, I was tired and I knew I wasn't myself, but everybody was awesome, man. Everybody that came into those groups had such great attitudes and were all engaged and involved and taking part and and just enjoying it. And you can't ask for more than that, except for the building being super active, of course. But I had a good time, regardless of how I felt and how tired I was. I had a good time.
So before we jump into explaining the different things that happen in different areas, did that big boom that came out of nowhere take you guys back for a minute?
We heard it, but then was that a firework? React? Was that something?
Well, that's
I don't know what
somebody
it was.
didn't know. They just somebody said they assumed that somebody let off a firework, but nobody. So I found out later that earlier from our first group.
I am beautiful, aren't I, Jason? Hello to you as well.
He's saying that to Susan, I think.
Oh, I thought he said it to me.
No. But you can take it. But when the first group had all split and I went to change, and when Tanya met me, she said fire trucks went to the back of Camp Evans. And I said, were there the lights on and stuff? She goes, no, they just went back. And I do know that there is a fire museum back there.
That was a good one. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then up on the second floor, all of a sudden in the office area, we heard boom. And I mean, and it didn't sound like a firework. You know the difference between a firework. It sounded like an explosion or like a cannon or something going off. And let me tell you, that's loud. What it sounded like.
It was loud.
And it rumbled. Where we were, we felt, and I moved everybody from that side of the building to the other side of the building because it freaked me out so bad.
Yeah, it rumbled. You're right.
It rumbled. It scared the DDs.
We heard a few knocks in different areas, but Laura brought up a funny point as well. Through the years, using the SLS, and if you've watched us, especially at the Creeper Gallery, we've mapped some things that were not rated for children or PG.
Yeah.
But this particular thing, we've mapped a horse before. We've mapped a few different things.
We mapped a cat.
And in this particular case, we were mapping somebody sitting in a chair, kind of right in front of us, right? And the door on the screen, you know what that screen looks like, was red. So it was to the left, but the chair was right in front of us. Excuse me. We mapped somebody standing in the doorway, just appeared. And I'm like, wow, there's two of them. Well, the one goes over to the one in the chair and is choking it. I mean, choking it. And then vanished. We all saw it.
Did they both vanish?
We all saw it. Just the one. We all saw it. And then it looked like the head on the one sitting in the chair was like,
oh my God.
Oh, it was bizarre.
So do you think that was residual, or did you get...
I don't know if we saw like something playing out from that happened on a battlefield, perhaps.
Why battlefield?
Because there was no murder in that building. No one killed anybody in that building.
How about on the property, maybe?
I think it was more related to, again, the equipment was used in battle.
Right.
Who knows? In wars and stuff. But very, very, very cool. Very cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So, Laura was in that group. I remember that as soon as she brought that up.
She said, then your voice thing said, who was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have anything else? I mean, that's pretty big, but do you have
We
anything
got
else
some
that
good
stood out?
EVPs. What was weird again, what I like about doing a place in different times, over and over, is that you get so complacent with who you think might be there. Maybe not
Uh,
even name, but either a male or a female or whatever. And every time I had been there, I'd spoken to a man down by the communication area and multiple people down by the shipwreck room. This time, a female was by the communication area.
hmm.
And I don't know who she was, but she was the one that was doing most of the talking. Where'd she come from? Don't know. Really don't. Alex was there. Hello, Alex. And again, one of the highlights of the night for me was um, Doug, who I don't like to call Doug, but Doug was, we met Doug and Caitlin probably last year, maybe,
No.
or the year
Or
before. It's
yeah.
been a couple of
Well,
years.
yeah.
At an event we did. And I am a big, big fan of the show Viking on History Channel. First 3 seasons of Viking, amazing, amazing. And one of the characters' name is Bjorn Ironside, if you've ever watched the show. Well, we're doing an event one time, and I'm staring at this guy, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, where do I know that guy from? He looks so familiar. And he's looking at me, and he's talking to me, and he said something, he smiled, and I said, Bjorn Ironside. Bjorn. And he didn't know who Bjorn was. So they've watched the show now, and he came with a shirt this past Saturday that said Bjorn on it, and I have a picture.
What was it?
with
It said something.
I don't know, but the Bjorn was on it, and I took a
Like
picture.
pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
And he does. He looks just like the actor who plays Bjorn. But that was pretty cool as well. But good night.
There it is. It says, I'm that legendary Bjorn everyone is talking about. That in itself was just so funny, and I don't know if you guys can see it yet.
But that's him. And again, real cool people, Doug and Caitlin. But again, overall, a really, really good night. And I believe the last time we're there, am I wrong? No, the last time we're there is going to be with Jawan, but that's sold out. But the last time we're going to be at Camp Evans with tickets available is the John Zaffis Haunted Object event. That's September 7th. I keep saying the 14th. It's September 7th. There's only 5 tickets left to that. So again, that really is the only event that has tickets left. I think there's 1 or 2 left for the mine, maybe. I got to check.
That's it for the rest of the year, except for Hoover, right?
Yeah,
Hoover
that's
House?
December. But that's really it. And again, what we're doing at Centenary, but that's not till the end of November. But for the fall Halloween season, that's it. And again, it's one thing to investigate the building. It's another to investigate the objects and then the building, which I think is cool as hell. The first time we did it, somebody was affected really, really in a weird way.
And these are John Zaffis's haunted objects that he's bringing.
Yeah, and somebody was affected in a really weird way, using the UV light, taking pictures and everything. We caught an anomaly flying by, shadow figure on the window. Very, very cool. So if you want tickets to that, again, email NewJerseyParanormal@yahoo.com for that.
So we had some. I heard that Kenny had activity. They were getting stuff.
He said he had a lot of stuff in the basement.
And then somebody told me there's. All right. So for any of you that haven't been there, and for those that have, there's this creepy old time Santa that sits off in the back in its room. There's 2. I saw the one.
Yeah.
And the claims are that it moves, and I guess during an investigation a month ago or so, somebody claims that they saw it move, and then actually Saturday night, somebody
said she saw it move.
Kathy did, right? And then somebody Saturday night actually said that the arm moved on it. So they're all saying different things, like what moves and whatever. So that's crazy.
Be cool to see closer to the holidays.
Oh, good God! No, I'm okay.
That's like every kid's nightmares.
I'm wondering why. Yeah, Kenny said it moved, turned its head. And then somebody different said that the arm was. I saw its hand move. So you saw the hand move. Someone said the arm. You say the hand. Another person the head before. So this thing is active, obviously. for whatever reason down there. And it does. It looks like a creepy clown.
Yeah.
But he had, like I said, he had communication with something down there. And then Doug was standing next to it. Bjorn was standing next to it, of all people.
That's probably why it moved.
Yeah, right. On the second floor, a shadow figure went by in an area that's known to be where it's chased out people that have rented it, and they just leave because they don't want to deal with what's in there. We saw shadow figures, and then I isolated people in the area where this thing goes back and forth, and I take away your hearing. Your back is to the hall, so if something approaches you, you can't hear it. You basically can feel. And two of the people I put in that position stated that they definitely felt that something had come up behind them, and in some cases they felt like they were being touched, but they don't know if it was just heightened sensitivity and what do you call it, paranoia of something being behind you and being scared. And then we got some really, really good EVPs. Colleen does this really good thing about where go around the room and just have people like saying, what's your favorite drink? And people are saying, I like whiskey, I like wine, I like, someone said something, but they're going around. And then at the very end, the last person says to the spirit, what do you like to drink? And we got a complete, clear male voice say Coke. And everybody in the room heard it. And that is not the usual thing. What?
She said a few remarked that they didn't feel well.
Yeah, in that room, the room where that they call it the hag, which whatever that you want to call it, in that room that made people nauseous and react differently. And at one point, because we put a recorder out with a person that was alone, and we would ask questions from further away where that person couldn't see us, hear us, or interact with us at all. And when I went to go get the recorder and bring it back, and before we'd even started like asking the questions, a male voice said, shut the blank up. Like it didn't want to hear our and what we were talking about. And then it was so hot up there because we have to turn the air off to do what we do. And I said to the spirit when it was my turn, are you as hot as I am? And then when it came around to that question, we actually got an actual clapping. So when we went around again, we said, can you do, and clapped. And then later on down the road, all of a sudden when we played back the recorder, we actually had a live clapping. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And the other one said that we'll kill you or something. It was just, I couldn't get the full, but kill was at the end of it. So there was some interaction that was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just want to reiterate.
Oh yeah, questions. It was mocking us, like questions.
How cool that and how fortunate we are to have the people that we do that support us. And again, it really comes through when, like I said, times like that where I wasn't feeling myself, and people, like you said, were offering, could I pick this up? Could I bring this over here? Could I carry this over here for you? Nikki staying behind and talking to me about different things and methods that she has used for different things, and bringing drinks, and again, like I said, the whole time with me, whenever anybody was in my group, Alex and everyone else were just, do you need me to carry something for you? Do you need me to move something for you? It was just really, really cool to see that, and again, these are people that are spending money for, to do things and for, to have an experience and to go in there and do what they're going to do. And yet they're just good people who were
actively helping us.
And we're fortunate. We're very fortunate to have that because, again, I say this all the time. There's so many words that are buzzwords in the paranormal community, and community is one of them. And we sort of that's a real thing to us. It's real when it comes to the expo. It's real when it comes to New Jersey Paranormal. It's tangible. It's real. And nobody appreciates it more than we do, because without it, we're nothing. We have nothing as far as
That's
what
right,
we're
Patricia.
able to do.
Like attracts like. You're very right.
The real what? whatever. I can. I'll serve. So we're in close. Yeah, and I think that kind of shows, at our events, and I think that
Right back at you, Laura.
people who are new that come into this thing, they really feel that, when they're. And I always ask before every event, how many of you are new? How many are, you see the hands go up, and they could tell they don't know what to expect. And it's great when they comment, and they message after that they had a great time and they'll be coming back again.
So you know what was really unique? Donna brought a friend that had come in to visit her, traveled to visit, and she was there, and it was her first time being with us and being at Camp Evans. And there's something that's really that's in Gloria's office, and I don't know what it is, and I don't want
Channel 11.
But she gets intimidated. Gloria, whose office is, she gets intimidated by whatever's there, and we just kind of think it's a strong male presence that doesn't really like the idea of a woman being in that seat, I think, or in that area. It's their domain. So I actually put Joanne, which is Donna's friend, in the seat, and I took two cat balls and I put one on either hand, and I said, just put your hand flat down because I don't want you to get fatigued. And I started asking questions like, if you're here, if you have whatever, can you? And all of a sudden, it lit up in her right hand. And if you could have seen her face, and she was like, look, it's not over there. It's in my hand, and it's touching, and it's doing. And I had Alex sit in the chair, and we had a REM pod off to the side that hadn't gone off at all. And when Alex was sitting there and we started, it kept going. The stuff kept going off when he was sitting there, and what was really unique and different. It's like it seemed like different things were going off at different times for different people.
Yeah. And again, I'm reading the comments here. We're close to family, and again,
same here, Dan.
For us, it's sort of, we have that relationship, but even the places that we support. Yesterday, we went to the Creeper Gallery.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a chance to really hang out with Donna since John Zaffis, was there, and we went out to lunch, and we spent some time together. But we weren't there really that long that day. We went to the shop, went out to lunch, investigated a little, and then, that was pretty much it. But yesterday, we got there 12:30, 1 o'clock, and Jay was there, and Jay's family, Jay's the extended NJP family, good friend. We like Jay a lot. I get to joke around with Jay, which I enjoy. And Donna was there, and we hung out till 4:30 at least, and we had a great time, just joking and laughing and talking about everything under the sun. And again, this is part of who we are. When it comes to the Sterling Hill Mine, same thing. When it comes to Liberty Hall, you name the place, Centenary University, we have relationships with these people. It's not transactional like some others out there. There's nothing transactional about our relationships with the places that we support. We're meeting a location tomorrow. I can't say where because nothing is certain yet. But this place could use assistance, and better than that, they have really cool stories, and one of their building has blood stains on the floor. Yes, I said blood stains on the floor. And going back and forth with this person, I'll tell you exactly what they said to me. Exactly what they said to me as we're going back and forth with each other, and they're questioning who we are, what we do, based on what they've heard about us a little bit. The person actually said to me, the board members here are leery of for-profit groups of coming in here and what their real agenda is about exploiting the place and making money off the place and blah, 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 blah. And I said to this person, I said, well, we're nonprofit. New Jersey Paranormal 501c3. We are nonprofit. We don't make any money. We haven't for 15 years. And you can call any, and I told them, I'll give you a list of places and the contacts. Call them and ask them about us. They'll tell you the same thing. And he said, then what do you do it for? What do you get out of it? I said, we love doing it. We have loved doing this for as many years as since when I started it. And yes, gas, tolls, Wawa afterwards, getting there early, staying there late to clean up. You know, you come, you're there for the 4 hours. If you come to their event, we've been there 2 hours, and we'll be there at least an hour after you're gone, cleaning up, making sure the building's locked, making sure we put back everything we do. Then we go to the Wawa or whatever. Another hour, we come home, it's late, we shower, then we go to bed at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. No, we got out of that as far as financial, monetary, but that's okay. For me, and I'm the guy who started this thing, and with her, she's with me. She's the co-founder, and if it wasn't okay with her, I'd say then don't do it no more. I really wish she knows that. I would say don't do it no more. I would say it to Kenny. I would say it to Tanya. I would say it to Danielle. I would say it to Colleen.
If you're not in it for the heart,
yeah, I am the one who commits to doing it the way I have always wanted to do it. I don't commit anybody else to do that, and I respect anybody who says, "I've been doing this long enough. I haven't been making any money. The gas, the tolls, I'm spending putting miles on my car." I would. Yeah. They'd still be my friends.
So every single person that's part of this team volunteers their time.
Yeah.
Interrupts their personal life.
It's great that they do.
They get nothing out of it other than that they come and they do the program with us.
And they support the places that we support.
They love doing it just like we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's who we are. And like I said, I'm not going to do it any different.
No.
So many people have approached me. Merchandise, NJP merchandise used to be out there. We had a guy who did it on demand.
He retired.
He's not doing it anymore. We may try to find somebody else who does it on demand at some point, but people kept, show your merchandise. I know there's groups out there. They come out with a new shirt every friggin' week with something on it or a hat. And it's like, okay, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's not my thing.
So real quick, Christina, first timer for the weekend, and she came by herself.
She sent a message.
She had a good time?
Yeah, she said she had a good time. She sent I think it was an email or a message through the page, and said she had a really good time.
Good.
And again, Christina, did you feel like you were by yourself in that event? I mean, did you feel like you were alone and just doing things on your own? I hope you didn't, because the people, I had an awesome time. Yeah. And that's great, because again,
there's no such thing as a person coming alone and staying alone. You just,
the spirit, she means.
And the thing is that the people who attend our events are just friggin' amazing. They make anyone who comes feel welcome, and they just absorb them. It's just, they're really amazing people, just completely. So,
like I said, tomorrow we're going to this place. I'll give you a hint. It is South Jersey, so we're a little nervous.
You're nervous.
A little nervous. More about the place than the haunting.
John.
But we're gonna tour a few places. We're gonna meet with people, and then this is what we always do. Then we go from there. And if half the stories are true and the history is what I heard, who knows, man? God, it was like conversation, blood stains on the floor, conversation, and I was like,
oh,
all that stuck in my head was, oh my God, what could the energy be like in a building that still has the blood on the floor, embedded in the building
from a long time ago?
Yeah, I mean, whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. I am looking forward to that. I wish I was there alone, but I see my friends there, everyone I've met.
A lot of people come to their events singularly.
I come alone mainly because all of my friends are scared. But that's, again, so that's what we're doing tomorrow. And we're looking forward to that, because new places are always cool. You never know what you're going to find going into a new building and being the first to communicate with whoever is there.
Yeah.
Not always good. Sometimes it could be bad. Sometimes they don't want to be spoken to or engaged.
First time ever anyone coming in and talking.
I don't want to butcher your name. Is it Jenny Lynn? I'm sorry if I
Yeah, Jenny
butcher your
Lynn.
name. I can't see that great. But scared. We were talking to someone.
I get scared.
Who were we talking to? We were talking to someone where they were saying um, they wanted to come, but they were afraid that they would get scared and just run out. They loved the idea of doing it, but they felt like they would get scared and just run out of there.
Yeah, with someone we're talking to this weekend.
And it was this is at the Creeper Gallery.
Yeah.
And you know, that's part of it, I guess. But if you're with someone, I guess for the first time, instead of coming alone, one or two people, maybe that won't be the case. But it's picture something that you found that you tried once and then you like doing it and you wanted to do it again and again and again and again. That's what the paranormal stuff is. If you're into it, if you have even that much of an interest, when you go on your first ghost hunt or investigation, and if even a little something happens or you hear a voice or you see something, it really is like,
Yeah, you can become an addict to it.
yeah,
It's
it
like
really is
you're
like,
always looking
whoa,
for that
I
feeling or
want to
something
do
happening.
this more.
Yeah.
I want to do this more. I wasn't scared. I was intrigued and fascinated. It was a very cool experience, and that's the whole thing.
We're happy that that was your first time with us, that you experienced that, because we tell everybody all the time, we can go and do an investigation somewhere. We can't guarantee what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen or if anything's going to happen.
When we get together at the end of the night and we're at the Wawa or wherever and we're talking and we're having our bagels and whatnot, and it's always like everybody kind of goes down, and this time Danielle was just like, my God, my first two groups were like crazy. Everything was happening.
Yeah.
And we always say to each other, like, my rule of thumb is you're as good as what the building gives you and the spirits give you.
That's true.
I mean, you get those ebbs and flows, but when they go and they flow in a good way, whoo, man, it's so great when everything is happening and you're right in the middle of it. But like she said, there are times where either the energy just is
like the
done,
air goes out of a balloon.
Yeah, or they've moved on and you're sitting in an empty space. You literally are, because they're not there.
I think you're right, Carol.
And
Laura Carol.
Yet you're still trying and like nobody's there. You're talking to an empty room. You really are.
We got and this was
Ann.
And this was a really good perspective too. And this is why it's so awesome when you have a group of people together and you're sharing ideas and you're talking. So when we were getting evidence and things were happening, there were different perspectives and it was really cool. So somebody came up with maybe the EVPs that we're getting where it said questions and we did something different where we did the paranormal cards where we were getting information, and it was very consistent every single time for every group with the same message. And it seemed to be saying, I'm talking to you, but you're not listening. And she might have responded by going, questions, when you're asking these questions and I'm giving you these answers and you're not hearing me. What?
She was in the group, but she heard the bang. We were together, and Christine heard the bang. And we did get some good EVPs. We did. And I enjoy EVPs more than anything, other than seeing the shadow figure and, of course, a full body apparition. EVPs are the coolest thing because, again, two things that the skeptics can never take away from you is a personal experience of seeing something, being pushed, being touched, being whatever, and an EVP. There's no way in hell you should, in an empty room in the dark with people being quiet, there's no way you should get a verbal response to a question if nothing is there.
Doesn't make sense.
It just shouldn't happen.
Doesn't make sense.
It just shouldn't happen. And that to me is like,
and why
they're there, they're listening, they're answering.
But here's the kicker.
Bam.
Having somebody sitting in the dark with their back to a blacked out hallway where you can't see, and there's like a red glow from the exit, and it's a long hall, and they're sitting with their back to it, and they're facing another like mini hallway with doors, and you put a recorder in front of them and they're just sitting there, and they're not speaking, there's nobody around them, we're not around them, and you start playing the recorder and you hear voices talking, or you're getting an answer, and it's just like, and you're saying to the person who's sitting there, did you hear that live? Did you feel like something was there when that voice came? Did something happen that we're not aware of? Did you speak? Did you? Because we got tapping too, like something hit right on the microphone, which was crazy.
I'm more inclined. I try to think of what I think would make me run. Seeing a group of full body apparitions that look kind of freaky, coming near me would probably make me head the other way.
How do you get rid of that?
That would probably make me go the other way. I can't see. That's something else.
He's just trying to get rid of spammer, guys. So just bear with us for a minute.
I can do it. You don't have to bear with anything. It's gone.
There you go.
So, but when we were in the Sterling Hill mine and that bang happened, as loud as it was, and it was as if someone dropped a big piece of metal, bam. If I were in that mine alone and I had stopped somewhere and I was doing something and I heard that noise right next to me, I'd have probably headed out. Maybe not run, but I'd have walked fast.
I'd have run.
As far away. And then if I heard it again closer to me as I was walking away, then I'd run.
Let's be honest, your initial response was after you were laughing because I ran and ducked under the thing. Your initial response was you thought somebody came in there.
Yeah.
You fully believed that before you thought it was paranormal.
Right.
And we walked out because the mine is wet. There's
did
water
I run?
in there. No, but I do, and I don't care. So there's water, there's puddles, and I kept saying, look for the footprints. If somebody was in here, you're going to see the footprints, because wherever you walk, there's footprints. You make them when you walk in the water. And we walked all the way up to where that noise came from, and there were no footprints.
Picture this. Water. Picture Fred, Velma, and Daphne investigating where the noise came from, and Scooby and Jackie running the other way going, zoinks!
Can't defend yourself against something you can't say. That's just the way it is. And I'm upfront with anyone that does stuff with me. That's who I am.
Yes.
Poor Joy. I think I screamed your ear off when we were collecting your stuff, because Colleen didn't come around from the inside. She came around from the outside, and she came through that big old door that was closed with those weights, and boom. I screamed when she came through that door.
She does it all the time. She did it in the kitchen probably 2-3 hours ago. It's her and I here. We're the only two people here. And I'm sitting watching TV in the other room.
Right in and
I come walking in, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's two of us here. Two of us. What else would it have been?
Could be anybody.
No, it couldn't have been. It could have been me. I'm here.
I have learned early in life, just because your doors are locked or your windows have lock does not mean that it's secure and safe. Things happen, man. That's what I found out growing up. So yeah, I get freaked out by things. And here's the thing. I will announce, like, if I'm coming into the room, I'll start talking to John before I get there. John doesn't do that. He just walks in quietly. And then he speaks to you, and he's got a loud voice. It makes me jump.
So, I just wanted again. I want to reiterate again.
Yeah, she didn't want to go back in there. She doesn't like it.
The September 7th event. I really am surprised that there are 5 tickets left to that, because again, it's John Zaffis with his objects, and after what happened the first time and what people witnessed, excuse me, I really thought that event would go quick. And I know it's Labor Day weekend.
And he's bringing different objects.
He's bringing different objects, and he never tells me what he's bringing.
Hey, hi there.
And we do investigate the objects before.
What's the date? September
7th. Before we do the event. So you get the objects investigation in front of everyone, who people get to participate. And then we start doing the buildings. So I mean, it's a double whammy. And again, we don't get to do the creeper gallery stuff anymore because Donna's not doing events there. So this is sort of the next best thing is coming to investigate John's objects. And when we're bringing the creeper gallery objects out, which we'll be doing as well, probably more often.
So that event's going to happen at Camp Evans, September 7th with John Zaffis.
Yeah, that's September 7th, John Zaffis. So again, that's the one. You'll be with MJ. I don't know who MJ is. Michael Jackson. He's Mary Jane. Mary Jane, is that, you mean the weed? You're talking about that? That's what they call the weed, Mary Jane. Did you know that?
No.
You won. She was never a smoker.
No.
We need more time to investigate that. Yeah, and I agree, Nicole, and we will do that. And that's that. Yeah, there's no point in having the objects there if we're not going to spend more time with the objects. So, yeah, we'll figure it out to where we do the objects longer, and the building will get probably, 20 minutes in every section. Do a real quick round where we go do some EVPs and see if some.
I mean, we give everybody that we're going to give everybody the option of when they come, But if we didn't, did you guys get to all the objects fully like what you did, or was it just you guys you picked out 2 of them and you did it, or 3?
Well, I mean, we did what we could.
Yeah.
And then that was the thing. If you're at the mine, and he kills me with this. He was not supposed to bring the objects. He threw off that whole event. He really did. And I don't want to say anything to him because he did take the time to drag them there. But I was never anticipating investigating objects that night. It was John's first time at the mine. That's what it was about, period. And so that really wasn't like the Camp Evans investigation where we were planning on it. I had nothing prepared. If you were there, you saw. I didn't have the equipment set up. We weren't even in a dark room.
It wasn't even in the right atmosphere.
Yeah, we were in a room with an air conditioner blowing over our heads. So Camp Evans makes it better. It's September. It'll be getting darker earlier. We'll be able to turn off the lights, and we'll really be able to give it a go. So again, add another hour to Nikki, what do you think I am? You think I'm Superman? Another hour? You crazy? Add another hour to the event.
Christina says, save her one. Just send an email to New Jersey Paranormal at yahoo.com.
Yeah, you have to spell out New Jersey Paranormal. Make sure you spell that out. And just
tell John that you want 1 ticket, Christina.
Yeah, and again, they're going to go before September for sure. But I'd like to get that done and out of the way so we know what we're dealing with. I mean, that's the way I do with all these events. Yes,
Yep.
I'll tell you, Nikki, you know better than that. Paranormal Savior is even Donna sold the monument because my legend is dying
I didn't even know
we speak.
He never even told me it was sold. I found out on a live when he was telling people in the car that it was sold. I'm just like, wow.
And when we were in the car,
not cur.
Say it again.
Car. And everybody says I say nuts wrong.
Nuts?
Yeah.
No, you say peanuts wrong.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to say it because in case it came out that way again.
Yeah, we'll get banned from YouTube.
Everybody said I said it like we were doing sound things, whatever, and I said it and you know who? Caitlin laughed first. And I go, "What did that sound like?" And she goes, "That's exactly what it sounded like."
What we're crazy. We feed the birds. We have bird feeders outside our house, and we feed the squirrels peanuts. So this one would be like, give them the peanuts, but it doesn't sound like peanuts at all. And I'm just like, do you ever listen to how you say that word? And she doesn't. She's who she is.
Sounds normal to me.
I know, coming out of her, it sounds completely normal.
Yeah, so Nikki heard it. They were all laughing.
See, they know exactly. So I was like,
does it sound? And she told me what she said, what she thought it sounded like.
Yeah, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
So.
I just figured out. It's not hard. It's not a hard stretch to figure out. But yeah, again, with our events, we try to accommodate as many people as we can in a fair way, meaning we sell a certain amount of tickets, but we make sure that people aren't on top of each other, if that makes sense. We we have a certain in mind, but our groups are 5 people, 6 at the most, and you're somewhere else. You're not on top of the this one or that one, and but we still try to keep the prices as low as we possibly can. We went from charging probably $40 to $50, and we kept it at 55. I felt bad about raising it to $5 because I was like, boy, we're going to ask these people for another $5. But I see others are charging way, 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 way more, and I see others that are charging somewhat more. And I want you guys to everything we do. I want you guys to be able to come and make it worth your while because you are spending your money, and try to keep it
Feel like you're
reasonable.
getting your money's
But
worth.
Nikki, you're crazy if you think I'm adding another hour for $55. You are crazy. I think that energy healing thing is having an adverse effect on you because man, that ain't gonna happen.
You said she's feeling good.
4 hours, 4 hours, man. Like I said, we're there for like 2 hours before, just getting the lay of the land, setting up, talking about how we're going to do things, making sure we're comfortable, meeting with the people.
Because things change at locations.
Yeah.
When you have certain rooms, then all of a sudden you don't have them anymore.
And we got to figure out what is it real hot, what areas can you use. You're going to meet with the directors. You got to make sure everything's unlocked. It's a real pain.
Yep.
And then everybody leaves, and guess what? All that stuff we have, we got to pack up, and we got to make sure the doors are locked and the rooms are shut. And it's just like,
she's laughing.
Another hour? Hell no. Hell no. I'm too old for that, man. That's why people talk about overnight investigations. And I say all the time, too, we were joking with people. The heat, I could take the heat. The heat really, when you're investigating in the heat, once you sweat, you sweat. It's done. You're sticky, you're gross, you're hot. But you know what? You just keep going. You hope for a breeze every now and then. You go outside a little bit to cool off. But when it's cold,
that's brutal.
and there's no way to get away from it,
that's brutal.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
And I always said, as I got older, I said, if it ain't heated, it ain't haunted.
But I gotta say,
ain't going in that building.
John's in keeps on that attic, and Nikki will testify to this.
Makes me tired.
Holy cow, we were dripping. We were dripping so much we were afraid it was going to affect the EVPs.
I'll tell you how. Well, shoot, we went to the that I Heart Horror, whatever it was, street fair. I only went to help my daughter. That's why we were there, to help my daughter unpack her stuff, pack up her stuff, help her if she needed, because she has some health issues. And we went there to support her. We didn't know they were going to put us right next to the damn band, literally right next to the damn band.
Speakers were right up there by
and we couldn't talk to anyone, and it was so friggin' hot. So, that this guy's talking to me, and I give him all the credit. And if you're watching, it was great talking to you. But did you ever see those movies where like they put the pots down because the water's dripping so much? This guy could have put pots underneath him. I'm talking to him, and it's coming off of his forehead and down his face. It just bloop, 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 bloop. And he just kept talking and talking. And I'm like, oh, I kept saying to him, aren't you hot? And he's like, yeah, but I sweat. I sweat real easy. And I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, he was so anyway.
He's got to drink water a lot.
Dan loves the cold. Not the cold. So we, in the really, really, really old days of NJP, one of my good friends, and I miss him to this day, John DeMonico. I love John DeMonico, great friend, and I miss him. John DeMonico was one of the original, the OGs, as the kids say, of we weren't New Jersey Paranormal back then, but John DeMonico was from Brooklyn, and if you guys would have met him, and if you guys would have seen him at our event, you'd have loved him.
You'd have loved him.
You couldn't help but love him.
His wife too.
He talked like Elmer Fudd. He had a Brooklyn accent, so everything was like, is anybody here? Everything had a double. Is anybody here? Who's here? Where did you come from? Are you someone from the house? And he had this really, really, so we did and he was shy and like being on live streams and camera and stuff. So we did this thing for like News 12 or some crap. on YouTube where they were filming us at the Caldwell Parsonage, and we each had a line. Like they were going to ask each one of us a question. And I mean, being on camera has never bothered me in the least. I mean, we did the cable access show and all that. It really don't bother me. So they're filming me and they're like, well, John, what do you blah, 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 blah. And I answered, oh, well, the history, blah, 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 blah. They asked everybody else, what do you, what do you, what do you, what do you? And we knew we couldn't wait for them to get to John. We were just standing there with big smiles on our face and like, well, John Domenico, tell us about, why you love investigating. And he's like,
Hi, Donna.
he was like Talladega Nights. He didn't know what to do with his hands. And he's like,
He was tongue tied.
So they're like, all right, cut. Let's try it again. All right. So John Domenico, so we would feed him lines. We were like, it's the history, how it evolves with the people. We were feeding him lines. And he's like, all right, John, what do you, the history, the people that are here. And we cracked up every time. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
He's a great guy.
And I love the guy and I miss the guy so much because when we first started like expanding and taking on new people, we met Tanya and we clicked with Tanya right away. Tanya was nuts. So we clicked with Tanya right away. We met Tanya at a gazebo in Woodbridge. Yep. And John had already been with us. And it was, we went on an investigation. It was me, Chris, Tanya, and John. And we had the best time.
Oh, we did.
We clicked and everything flowed and it was so easy. But I miss John so much. It's like we were just talking yesterday about Jeanette from the Creeper Gallery. If you guys remember, if you go back and watch our YouTube channel when we did the Cursed Box, Jeanette was the medium Donna used to use, the very first one, I think. And I love Jeanette. Jeanette had a Scottish accent, and everything she said, we were invited. We first started working with the Creeper Gallery. Donna used to do this thing where she invited people to bring in objects that they thought had attachments, and Jeanette would read them live. So there would be 20 people in chairs.
Exactly, Heather.
And they would bring her an object. And Donna said, why don't you come? You can meet Jeanette. I work with her. Maybe you guys would get along. You could work together or whatever. So Chris and I just sat there. And you know how I feel about mediums, dime a dozen. I wasn't expecting anything. And all of a sudden I meet this woman and she's like, I sense sadness. I sense this person's angry. It's just angry. That's all I'm sensing. I was like, I didn't care what she was saying. It was like Shrek being right there doing readings. I was like, holy crap, this is TV gold. I didn't care. I didn't hear a word she said about anything. I listened to that accent and I told her, I love you.
Let me clue you in on this too. While we're there and we're doing it, Jeanette was extremely nervous in John's presence, and she would look at him and just like lose her place because he intimidated the crap out of her.
She knew I was a skeptic and I didn't really believe in mediums, but I had no idea what she said that whole entire night. But I'm like, I can listen to you read a Dr. Seuss book, the dictionary, and be entertained to no end.
She was interesting.
I miss her so much. We were just talking about her yesterday. I would love to have her involved in something somewhere.
We need to go back to what Nikki brought up before. You talked about and you put it out there about an overnight over at the mine. Is that going to happen? She's got her gear ready, she says. There have been a lot of people that ask when we're at events and stuff when that's going to happen. I will tell you that. I get approached about that a lot. So
I want to know why you're sitting like way over. You're like almost out of the frame.
I'm good. So I'm asking you. So you changed the subject and we just can't have that. So come back in. And when is this something that's still going to happen or what's going on?
Here's the thing. You know the shape I'm in.
We didn't say right this minute. We didn't say right now. We're not going to do it in the dead of heat. We're not doing it in the dead of winter. That's for sure.
If it were to happen, it needs to happen before we hit September. It does. because once we hit September, October, it's on.
I
We're going to
get
be busy
that,
every week.
but you're the one
Every
that brought
week.
it up. So we for transparency, are you going to do it or not?
I mean, it seems like a lot of people want to do it. I'm seeing
I agree.
we're in, everyone's in. Um, did you have a shower? I don't know what that means, Celine. You're saying you could smell me over the? Is it smell-o-vision? You smell me from the? What's she talking about? Um,
Because I moved. I was over there.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, maybe you're right, Celine. I didn't think about that. Um, we would need to do it before September, so that's something I need to. When are we going there again? Are we going to be there
August
anytime?
3rd.
Oh, with Steve.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll talk to him August 3rd. But it's going to be quick turnaround, quick notice.
Yeah.
Because
So it'll
we
be
have
August.
an event on the 23rd at Liberty Hall. So it would need to be somewhere in between there. It would need to be August 17th or August 30th. One of those. And we'd have to figure out a price for that because the mine would need to make money and we're not going to oversell it. We're not going to have a ton of people in there. I mean, early spring, that would be next year.
That's what some said next year. Dan said next year. Laura said next year.
All right, next year's fine. I mean, again, hopefully I'll be better and feeling better by then.
And then this will be on the schedule, and everybody will have
spring sounds really good because I want to enjoy it. I want to be able to go out and hang outside.
Now Dan says 17th of what?
I was saying of August, but I like the idea of like everybody bringing something. You know what I mean? And like having some kind of cookout or even ordering pizza. You know what I mean? I like the idea of getting together with everyone and eating, laughing, joking, having a good time. And then, hey, let's do it. Let's all go into mine. Let's turn the lights off. I mean, the only thing is, again, you ain't sleeping in a sleeping bag on that mine floor. You're not. It's wet. It's dirty. It's muddy. So unless you're going to investigate and take breaks and go out to your car or whatever, unless you're bringing a cot, you'd have to bring a cot. But you're not sleeping in the sleeping bag on the mine floor. There's no way. You're not.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Hell no.
I wouldn't.
No,
I ain't
critters
staying in
climbing
there
in my
overnight.
ass. Yeah, you'd have to get a cot.
Yeah, exactly, Nikki. That's what the cots are for.
Yeah, you'd have to get a cot. But again, how many people do we limit that to make it good for everyone?
And it wouldn't be a rotation thing.
No, it would be one night
you're
with this many people.
Mine.
We would do a Ghost Adventurers thing. We would go in, we'd shut the door behind us, and everybody stay in. But of course, if you wanted to leave and tap out, I would see if they would leave the office open for us. So if people had to use the bathroom,
right?
They could. But so again, maybe
we'll do it next year. Next spring.
Year.
Everybody's saying next spring. And Deb says she's going to be in Gettysburg in August too. So
it's all based on when Deb is available.
And Kathy, everybody. Now that I see everybody that said they're in there, they're all saying that spring of next year works. So maybe that's a better bet. And that's why
Christina says 20 people. I'm trying to think. Again, I want people. See, here's what I want for this. I want people to be able to go on their own to different areas if they want to. It's not going to be us leading things. We'll be with you and we'll go hang out in different areas doing different things. But this is one of those things where we do want you to venture and go do. So I want to keep the number at about 12, 15, maybe.
But it's going to be a little bit more pricey than
it's going to have to be.
Because it's for the mine.
The mine needs to make money.
So that's something for everybody to think about.
But it's going to be, I mean, it's an overnight stay. It's going to be more money. I already have a cot. I'm ready. We got to get cots, but I've never done that before, and it'd be cool to just hang out with people.
And if this turns out to be like a really good adventure, then we'll do it.
A ghost adventure. But I would love to just hang out with people. To me, that would be half the fun of it. Is like I said, eating some food, getting to hang out with people.
And not being on the clock in a certain area and having to move.
And even when you wanted to take a break, let's say it's 2:00 in the morning and you're tired and you just want to get out of the mine for a while, being able to go outside and just, get
Yeah.
a Gatorade or whatever, and just sit out there with someone in the, hang out, enjoy the breeze, and
I get
go
you.
back in when you wanted to. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it in the spring. We'll figure out when that's going to be. Nah, John Z would
He's
never
not gonna
stay
stay
overnight.
over.
Are you kidding me? He would kill me if I even asked him
No.
that. Never going to happen. So anyway, remember those John Zaffis tickets for September 7th. I encourage you guys that, Deb's not bringing wine. She will be banned. She'll be asked to leave and escorted out.
Kathy.
Yeah, the Bears too out. So I'm not thinking about that either. But again, September 7th, John Zaffis, if you can make it, we're going to do the objects. We'll do them longer. We'll figure out how to do the event. And no, we're not adding more time, Nikki. No way. But we're going to figure that out. I mean, we've got 5 library lectures in October that we've committed to because I'm an idiot and I can't say no to anybody. And, we're going to just be getting busy September, October, and it's going to be every weekend, and we're going to roll. And I'm still on the fence about doing the mine tours. I do enjoy them, but they're a lot of work and it's a long ride. But we do meet a lot of different people and give them a little taste of what we do. So it's something we need to think about and talk about too, because we met a lot of these people.
We did
through the mine tours.
It's true. We did.
So, but yeah, get those John Zaffis tickets before they're gone.
I have no idea what that show was, Heather. I don't know if John does. Did you remember a show where a family of 4 or 5 had cameras and stayed over at a haunted location and they had challenges?
How many people have done that?
I don't know.
There's a million shows that have done that. One of my favorite shows that they had a great concept, but they did it absolutely the wrong way. I don't remember the name of it, but I know the guy reminded me of Shaggy because all he did was jump scare, everything. His name was Chad something or other, and John Tenney was in it. Yeah. Really cool concept. One guy is in. They had a trailer. One guy's in a trailer, and he's monitoring the other guy. There's static cameras everywhere in the building, upstairs, downstairs, every room, so he could watch the other guy by himself investigating, so that if something ever happened, he could run in and help him. If he fell, if something came up, and then they take turns. The one guy experiences everything he can, then they take turns. I thought that was one of the greatest concepts for a show, but the people they picked to do it, nah. But great concept. If you don't know who we are,
he's asking who everybody is in the chat.
Oh, who are all of you? You mean these people?
I think so.
We'll introduce all of them. So anyway, trying to. So today is Monday. So we'll come back on. We're going to do the Creeper Gallery one day this week. We just don't know when. Tomorrow we're touring that location. We got to be there at 4:30. So odds are we're not getting home till later. So of course Wednesday we won't do anything if we're doing something Tuesday. So the Creeper Gallery might be Thursday this week because Battlefield Bash is coming. Not this coming Saturday and Sunday. The following one, be there. You will not have a bad time. You will thoroughly enjoy it. You'll love Gettysburg, and you get to hang out with Chris and I, Colleen, and Danielle will be there. So come hang out, enjoy it, support those great causes and our friends. You won't be disappointed. So we'll see you probably Thursday from the Creeper, if I had to guess. What are we getting? What?
Getting there Thursday, they think. Selena.
Okay, cool.
Celine,
we'll probably be getting there as well Thursday.
Good luck on your block tomorrow, your injection. It'll be fine.
So again, probably Thursday night from the Creepy Gallery, possibly Wednesday, but it'll more likely be Thursday. So Chris will be with me this time, and I am on a strictly no doll ban. I was told by Donna that I cannot investigate dolls for a while.
He does too many dolls. I have other things.
She said I do too many dolls. So she's giving me a list of what I can do. One of which is a darker item, so I'm okay with that. Most Haunted TV show. I don't think it was called Most Haunted. I don't think that's what it was. It was called something else.
So good night. Be safe, stay healthy, and in this crazy world today, please remember to be kind to each other because kindness does make the difference. It really does.
You know, what you want to watch is Help Me, I'm
And
Haunted. You
help me,
want to
I'm
watch
haunted.
Chris Fleming have a spirit walk into him and him go, I'm going to do that at the Creeper Gallery this Thursday. That's something else to look forward to. The spirit is going to walk into me. You heard it here first. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.